this is another BONHAM Snare tuning video. The only reason is I'm making another one, and why not? But I have the drum here. Okay, it's my friend Nate's 6.5x14 Blacrolite, or the latest incarnation. Hang on, I gotta make sure I don't bust my back up. Well, you know, I'll leave this over here because I'll compare it. All right, so anyway, here it is. This is why my back is funky. So this is a Blacrolite. Oh, where's the bit? Now look, check this out. Here's the black and white badge. Remember, I think some black and white stuff, well, obviously it did come from overseas. Whew, sure is hot down here. In the LM 100, 200, no, the LM 300 series. And there was the 300, the 302, 303, there was a brass, a bronze, and a steel. Where am I going with that, though? Anyway, but the black and white badge, it says USA on it. It's made in USA. So this is one of the last they made. I'll read the serial. It's 6. What I'm going to do is go 6304786. Yeah, so we're in the 6 million. So I would probably put this guy... Now, it came with no tone control. I might put this guy... Well, probably one of the last they sold. They sold these up until, like... Well, till the reissue Acros came out, the frosted ones, they sold the 5x14s and 6.5s. The 5s always came with tone controls, but the 6.5 ceased coming with tone controls. I think around the time they stopped putting tone controls in the 5 and 6.5x14 Supras, sometime in the 90s. So, after we get all that aside, let me do this. So here is my current favorite snare drum. Hopefully it's not too loud. I do have compression on. So this is my standard, remember, which is like a Supra or Super shell, aluminum spun. Just has sort of the frosted finish. Exact same shell as a Supra or an Acro. It just doesn't have the bead, as I was trying to say. Very nice drums, man. These are actually coming up in price now too, because people realize how wonderful they are. What I got to take these off because I'm going blind if I leave them on. I used to wear glasses that looked a lot like that. Sometimes I just get used to having them on, like it's the old days. But I had LASIK. God, I had that done the same day. I was doing both eyes on the same day. To me, it was just like, well, I'm getting my eye. I saw somebody on the train when I was going down. Like, which eye are you getting done? I'm like, both. They're like, you're not a little uncomfortable with that? It didn't even dawn on me. Thank God nothing happened. Okay, so I'm putting on, this is my friend Nate Van Slyke. He's the puppet master, and this is his 6.5x14 Blacrolite. Here's why they call it Blacrolite. Eventually, after they... Remember when Acrolites first came out? Well, when they did, they were... Well, it's a long story. There was a welded aluminum shell, with a couple of what they call prototypes, but once like 1963-64 rolled around, they were aluminum, or LUDALOY as Ludwig calls it. Remember, LUDALOY indeed has 2 L's, but one of them's at the beginning. Alloy is only 1 L, like ahoy. Okay, there's not 2 L's in it officially. Well, let's just get right to the snare drum. Now you can see. Now 2 things. I have my snare. Holy shit, does that sound bad? Set up for a 5, so I gotta bring it down a little. All right. Alright, so here's the deal. What I do with my keys. Oh shoot, where are all my keys? But I'm gonna have to, oh, here it is. So what I did was here, I'm just gonna show you something. See, too many people get caught up in, well, how many turns did you get there? How many turns did you get there? What I'm gonna tell you real fast is, and I've said this in other, it's alright. In other videos, in other tuning videos, in regular videos and BONHAM tuning videos and just tuning videos, is tune everything up evenly. It's funny, there was a fella, one of the tuning videos, he's like, here's my technique, where I put 2 across. God love him, you know what, because he's smart. That's a great technique, okay? So what you do is you get the rods finger tight. Seriously, like you literally grab the rod till it's as tight as you can get it. Seriously, that's what you do all the way around. Make sure the head is, line up the top flange looking thingy. with the lug, like you eyeball down, boop, and then what you do literally is finger tight. Okay, now I'm not even going to tell you how many turns to do. What you could do is if you make sure what you do, and you need to develop the sense, and you got to take into account your weak hand a little bit, okay? Like, sometimes what you do is you find one that's a little loose. Well, these are loose given the tuning. And then see how that feels to the other one. Yeah, so I'm feeling the same today. So what I'm going to do is you then at that point, once they're finger tight, start with one position. Remember, a supraphonic is a 10-lug drum, which means if you cut that in half, there's 5. Like a pentagram, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go across from each other. And what I'm doing is I'm doing this by feel, but let's call it a half a turn, okay? Half a turn can be relatively severe. All right, so this I can tell by, this one's kind of already in that neighborhood. You can just tell by the feel. I don't know what else to tell you. Hang on a second. Yeah. Especially this one, because we're going to do rim shots here. That's another secret kind of the bottom tuning too. So I'm getting these to the same, about a half. But remember, some if they feel tighter, it means they're already more at where the half is I'm trying to get to. So let's just hear this. Remember, there's with the snare wires on. Now that's how you can't even say poorly tuned. Well, it is tuned, I guess you could say poorly. But that's, you know, like back in the day when you get like Pearl Export 6.5x14 snare drum, sometimes it wouldn't sound much better than that. You know what I mean? But what it is the aluminum sings when you need to keep tuning it up. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to start just to the 1 o'clock position of the tone of the throw off. So here, feeling, right needs a little more than the other. Skipping 2, that's what I meant to say. So you skip 2. If you skip 2 5 times, you'll be all around the drum. In a 10-lug drum, I'm going to say that again. If you skip, what you do is you skip 2, go to the next 2, and remember which way you're going. Then go to these 2, which ends me up on the 11 side of the. So, ooh, the left needs a lot more. Okay, so I'm going back, skipping 2. Now remember, you know what's funny? Pardon my shake. I'm almost recovered from the surgery. I think my shake has been a little. I don't know why. It's been a little worse than since then. But it'll go away. We'll take care of it. Get one of those new concept lobotomies out in California, where they take a little globule of my cerebellum. All right, let's try this. Ready? Now hang on. That kind of, in a weird way, sort of has the Jamaica. Yeah. But that's not what we want. Now trust me, we're not going to mess with the bottom yet. When I say trust me on. It's getting up kind of into the Tonberg. Ooh, boy, I haven't played for about a month. I gotta get my left hand up. Moving right along. So what we're going to do is go back to our method. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to abandon the 2 method. I'm going now to the 1. Starting at the 11. Feeling it. Feeling it. A little more. Feeling it. A little more. Not as much. So remember, what I'm doing is I'm skipping 2 here. Because you can go around this way. Hang on a second. Can you? Yeah, you can, right? Oh, wait a minute. If you go one-handed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got to slide over 1 after 5 if you're doing it the 1 method. Because remember, on a tenor, even though they're even across, you won't handle that thing the other way. Yeah, you do skip 2. But when it's 1 hand, you do 1. There's a handy thing. 2 hands, you skip 2. 1 hand, you skip 1. After you get the first 5. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am skipping 2 again just for a second. Because here's a very handy thing in tuning, Berg. You'll find when your snare drum's out of tune or at any given time, often in an 8-lug drum, which remember is the crisscross, a lot easier to tune. Remember, it'd be great to get a supraphonic in an 8-lugger. But oftentimes you'll have a dominant set of 2, okay? Like in the case here, oftentimes there'll be a period of time where like these two will be relatively, as you skip for a while. See, in a 5-lug it's a little different because we are going to catch up and make it 5 to 10. You know, never mind. My point is often, see, this one's tight. This one's tight. These two are relatively loose. See how like it skips? Like it's a softer sort of area. In a 10 lug drum, it's a little harder to explain because it's not, even though there's a tension rods right across from each other, it's an odd number at its lowest common denominator, which is almost in a certain sense like a 5 lug drum, except they have a baby. And then they're, all right, sorry. But watch. All right, so I'm just gonna stop fooling around. This is how I do my drum. I cut like this. I can just tell. Ooh, we're getting there. Ooh, that's a bottom pitch. Hang on. Oh, hang on. No more snare wire action. Wait a minute. What are the snare? I think there's like canopus snare wires on this. Now, what I'm gonna do? Hang on. We're almost there. Now, what you have to do sometimes, because we're always doing rim shots, you always have to keep your eye really on these three in a 10 lug situation. There's the phone. That's not the one I want to crank. Let me get this guy. That's not it. That's not it either. We're gonna go back to the. I just put it down where it was. Oh, this guy. Hang on. Oh, wait a minute, it's the tone control on it all. I'm going to turn the tone control that I installed. That's the whole point of this video. I just installed the tone control. The later models didn't come with tone controls, blah, 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 because they took them out at the same time they took the tone controls out of Supraphonics, both the 5 and the 6.5. So what they did was they left it in the 5x14 Blacrolite all the way till the end. But the 6.5 they might have taken about 15 years ago. So anyway, this one's from the last 15 years. But what I did was I installed a tone control for my friend Nate, but I put it in the old position. Back in the day with the original Ludwig Supers, the brass ones, like Supraphonics, but they were brass, chrome over brass or yellow brass. The tone controls in the old days, all right, if you're looking at the drum, right? You're looking at it. This is, let's say, a right-handed drummer. Here's the badge. The tone control would be the tone control on a 6.5x14. Wait a minute here. Hang on. No, I got to remember. Maybe the tone control would be on the somewhere in this region. I think here. The badge is here. Okay. Yes, exactly. Because I think they just figured it was too close here. But they used to be here. In this location where I installed this one, I think if Ludwig ever puts tone controls, again, this is the best way because it is kind of easy. Just kind of go like this with your strong hand. Sorry, I'm out of my coordination for making videos is a little funny today. Hang on a second. All right, so hang on. This is a 6.5x14, which I am tuning. Get ready. We're almost there. Hang on. Let me turn the muffler. Oh, hang on. Ooh. Hang on. Hang on, we gotta keep tuning it. There's something amiss. This is a golden one here, right? But there's something up in this neck of the woods that's... Well, that's pretty close. We need George here to at least demonstrate. That's it. That is the bottom sound. See how I did that? That is it. I'm telling you, if George was here, it would sound a lot more like it because his technique is, well, superior to mine. My right foot up and running. That's kind of the first thing to go if you haven't played the drums for a while. I started around. I played them a couple times. And I got this blister when I played with the Dudesicles downtown. That was I might have pre-done that a little. I don't think I should have done it. That was about a week ago now. Don't forget to check those videos out. It's Chris Mike and me. I wasn't sure if I should say Chris, me, and Mike. That's the acid test. When you're kind of coming back from chaos, you gotta do the fooling around. Now, what you need to do, or what I need to do, you gotta not just do the pattern. Trust the drum pattern. Forget about the hat for now. Is it really has to have sort of like that low. Like that. Hang on. I want to add another one now because I've been working on my. See, I'm adding an extra one, which isn't correct. We're failing now in the head. What it is, I'm playing it in a little bit. See, George would be the first to tell you that. He would notice that right away. As you probably did too. See how it's kind of playing in a little? It's kind of an old head. All right. Almost. Okay, so it'll sound a little more Bonham-y again, but I don't know how stable that is now. So you have to listen again. Well, that sounds pretty good, though. See, I get the act of observing is disturbing the observed. I think that's pretty good, man. Hang on, it's still, you know, we're going to jump to the opposite. Remember I said jump one over? When you're doing one hand versus the two technique, which I am giving credit to that dudesicle. Whoever sent me that email, we'll call that, from here on out, the two-handed is named after you. Hang on, I think we're good. Doesn't that crash sound great? Listen to that. I think that's good. Isn't it good? Got to close up with this. Hang on a second here. Why does that sound so not accurate? You like that? You didn't. Does he do that in there? Is there a couple of those? You know what the thing is? I have to remove the giant beat top hat because I think Bonham was using specifically the 2002 is really that sound. It'll show you. Don't get me wrong. The B8 alloy giant beat sound edge that came in that my friend Nate laid on me, we'll call that a trade for putting the tone control in his drum. Nate's a good, generous man. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2002 sound edge top and put it on, if I can find it. I have one here. And here it is. Yeah. All right, well, you know what we're going to settle for? This is a 505 medium bottom. Yeah. We'll put that on anyway. You know, because, all right, I'll get the 2002 top. I got to get rid of my laziness. I've been a lazy guy. I don't want to be lazy guy. Where are my, oh, here we go. Let's put this guy on. This is a 2002. It is a 15-inch crash. But yeah, because I don't know where my top is. Hang on a second. Whoops, I better put this on here. See, I'm way out of practice, both drumming and making videos. I feel like Bobby, the awkwardest. This has a couple cracks in it that I've drilled out. But you'll get the idea. Listen how this is just more grungy. And also, too, Bonham could have had his 602s on there. And it also could have been an original pair of 602s. I'm sorry, original pair of giant beats without the ripple. But I'm pretty sure I hear there is the ripple there in the Crunchberg. Remember, that was done at Star Groves, I think, where Jamaica was. Over the hills far away and possibly Song Remains the Same. Hang on. Let's try that. Oh yeah, see how it's a little more like, it's less splashy. You know, I wonder if, I think they might have slowed that down too. Well, maybe not, because you like it. What did you say at the beginning? You like that. One more time, hang on, let me get a little power there. You know what it is? The reason why I think it's slowed down is the softness on the hat. There's this pitch I hear, but it's softer, and I think that's maybe why it's slowed down. Of course, you can't rule out compression and limiters. From before. I used to. That'd be like the Genesis Crunch. Oh, then wait a minute though. But Crunch's already. All right. And 9/8 there, right? All right. So that's it. I'm sorry it's an awkward video, but that is a Bonham tuning. My friend Nate's drum. I even wrote. This ought to mess up my back too. I didn't tighten this. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So remember, again, the Blacrolites' drums came on Supraphonics, Super Sensitives, and Acrolites or Blacrolites were produced into the 90s, into the 2000s. In fact, I think I'm sweating. I think they might have even made, I'd have to double check my my catalogs. I know in 2008 they were still making these babies. They might have phased them out briefly period of time and then introduced their Acrolite, you know, the ones you see that are the frosted finish. But these are 2.3 hoops. I always say, like George says, get yourself a pair, 1.8 pair, 1.6 pair hoops you get from Canon or Gibraltar possibly. But I think even with the 2.3 this sounds pretty good, I think. Hang on. You ever notice kind of how dry? Hang on. See, no, that's the position. See, that's the position in a 10 lugger. Yes, because see how I instinctively went to grab it there? In a 10 lug drum, this is where it would be, okay, on the factory. Okay, see where the, all right, here's the badge on a 10 lug drum. See the P83, skip, badge, tone control, butt plate. On the old original Super Ludwigs up until, yeah, I think they probably all had the WFL badge, maybe a few with the big gold blue transition badge. Tone controls were on the opposite side. So not here, then you get the butt plate, but butt plate, tone control, okay? So that's it. All right, so, gonna get off the ground here a little slower, I guess. I'll get that foot up to speed. That's slower. All right, that's all I got for today. Hopefully more videos on the way. Thank you very much. Please subscribe if you haven't. Send me any emails at bonzolium@gmail.com.